What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. And I'm going to try and make this brief because sometimes I take a sleeping pill and it doesn't kick in like anytime soon, and then I forget that I've taken it. This is one of those moments. But I had been I actually had prepared this video some time back, and I called it The Most Famous Human Being Ever, but I didn't release it. I just felt it was out of context at the time. And I don't want to play that video because I've already said that already. And it's important for me that whatever's going to come out of me now is what comes out. It's also important that I do this because the Super Bowl happened tonight. I haven't seen it. I won't see it. I haven't seen any clips. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who won. I don't know who performed. I don't care. Which makes my topic important. The first thing you must understand, in case many of you didn't know, this is the most famous human being ever. That's not up for debate or discussion or opinions. There's no question. And if you have a debate, then bring me somebody that's more famous than him. There isn't. Not even prophets from Allah can make the claim. There has not been a more famous human being ever recorded in human history than Michael Joseph Jackson. Now, the thrust of what I want to communicate to you is, as with everything in this white ass society, the white blood sucking population who has nothing or is nothing without the existence of African people, and the Super Bowl is no different. Before Michael Jackson agreed to perform at this thing, halftime was a time when the ratings went straight into the toilet. That's when people leave to go to the refrigerator, they get another beer, they, canoodle with guests, at their Super Bowl parties, and nobody cares. They would have the likes of, marching bands and, twirlers and dance teams and just stuff that was nothing, that nobody cared about, and it was a non-event. Nobody talked about it until Michael Jackson agreed to do the halftime show. Now, people don't get paid for their halftime show, but I secretly believe Michael was paid, And indeed, when he did the show, in fact, even before he did the show, the moment that the NFL started putting out the word that, yes, indeed, Michael had agreed to do the Super Bowl, boom, advertisers were on board. They wanted their ads up there because the whole world is going to be watching Michael Jackson, and indeed the entire world did. It was the highest television viewing audience in the history of mankind. No surprise, because again, the most famous human being ever. But so Michael did his thing, and that kind of set the bar, because suddenly now, every year, the ratings for the halftime show surpass the ratings for the game itself, which means people are tuning in to watch the halftime show. And before Michael, they couldn't get the young crowd. The average Super Bowl person is, over 30, maybe mid to late 30s, that whole thing. They're not teenagers, that are really sort of, I have to watch the game and it's a must, and, So this was an opportunity for them to try to capture this young audience with their products. So advertisers geared their advertising to a younger audience to try and bring them in and receive profits from that, you see. And so this did that. It also made this the halftime show of the Super Bowl, the halftime show of the Super Bowl, the reason why anybody would watch. It's the only time that the ratings go into the stratosphere, and it's become the main part of it. But Michael's performance also said that now it's time to step up the game. It needs to be a show. You know, he even gave us fireworks in the daytime. Like, that's the first time in my life I ever saw that. Like, fireworks in the daytime. But because the white man is the devil, they always become arrogant after we have given over our equity to somebody else. If I was Michael, I would have done a different show someplace else at the exact time of their game and drew the ratings away from them completely. That would have been true, the way to do it. But hold that now, because he sets off the trend of, ooh, got to do the Super Bowl and make a big show. Then we get to my wife. And you need to know that YouTube, the very white demons, born evil, the spawn of Satan, evil incarnate, that was created or brought about because of the Nipplegate scandal with my wife. Because remember, there was no cell phones, there was no computers, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter, there was no any of this stuff. But the media had made such a fuss of it, and people wanted to try and see the clip. They needed to see what was the scandal all about. What was it? And so this is why you had those 3 or 4 guys. One of them was an Asian, and there was some white devils that got together to come up with something to put online, on computers, because even that was in its early stages, where people could just watch this clip again. And that became YouTube. So isn't it interesting, that her brother is the one that set you off, yet you were so quick to bring down the guillotine on her, instead of saying, no, her brother is the reason why we have a market for this right now. And so if I was Janet or anybody, I would have said, look, actually all black people should have said, players and performers and anybody connected to it should have said, you know what, we're not doing shit else until the NFL, the FCC, and all these other white demons that tried to come down on my wife and destroy her career, until you all make a apology to her publicly and have some full apology campaign to make a feeble attempt to restore her honor. You cannot expect any black faces in your audiences performing for you. Our players will not go on the field for you. We're not doing anything, because we make it very easy for them to crucify one of us, and then the rest of us just stand around. We got to be over that. You strike one, you strike us all. It's like what I've said to you about police shootings. When you see that it's unjust and you're there, it's going to be enough people filming, but we need enough people to jump in and handle that. Do whatever you got to do to those damn paid murderers to get them off the person or stop them from murdering them, whatever. You understand? That's what has to happen. But I always tell you, our lack of unity and everybody just trying to go for their own damn self is just what makes me sick, and I can't even go on. But we own this. We're the reason why it's anything. There was J-Lo and Shakira the other year doing their thing. Okay, fine, they did a great job. But guess what, bitch? You wouldn't be there without Michael Jackson. Wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be there. You'd be somewhere else doing something else, if anything at all. And so I'm just sick and tired of us acquiescing and giving up our cultural equity and our talent and our excellence for the entertainment of these beasts. I'm just sick and tired of it. And oh, by the way, when Michael did it, when he was first asked, he was like, "What is the Super Bowl? Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know what you're talking about." And they had to explain it to him, you know, like what it would mean and why he should do it, and you know. And I love the fact that he cost them at least, this is a conservative number, he caused them at least $15 million in advertising. I love it. Oh no, 15, is it 15 million or 15 billion dollars in advertising? I think it's 15 billion in advertising, because when Michael popped up out of the stage, he stood there for a minute and a half. And they were clamoring like, what the hell? He's standing there. Because remember, a 30-second ad is a gazillion dollars just for 30 seconds. So we're talking about a minute and a half. You understand? So that was several hundred million, or at least 15 billion, for him just standing there. And I loved it. 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 So tonight, I'm sure that many of our people watched this damn Super Bowl, you know. And interesting that the Super Bowl takes place during Black History Month, you see. So that's a disrespect. Because a lot of times, you know, if there's a major holiday, if you really want to respect a group, you say, no, don't put that on during, you know, like fucking Hanukkah or some bullshit, you know. Wait till another time, because just it's disrespectful. You know, they wouldn't do it at Christmas time, you know. Oh, because that would interfere with the retailers who are trying to get your money, you know, and all that. So no, let's not interrupt. Quick, no Super Bowl. But how many of you, even if you didn't do it, how many of you know of people who were preparing sliders and, you know, all the bullshit they prepare for this bullshit ass game? You understand? Which I already told you, football is the gayest fucking game on earth. It's the gayest shit. You listen. You want to play football? That's fine. But in tights, you know, and there's tight ends and wide receivers, and I mean, it gets a little suspect for me. It's just all very suspect for me, very suspect, you know. And I wanted to speak on this, you know, at the very least briefly, and inshallah, I will get a chance to expand on it in a live stream. But um, I didn't even know it was over or when it began or anything, because suddenly I was hearing like Bosnia around me. There was fireworks and it sounded like shooting going off around my area, and you know, really loud bombs and shit. And I didn't make the connection that, oh, that's the Super Bowl, you know. So I don't know. I mean, maybe whoever they wanted to win won, and maybe that's why, you know, I just whatever. Again, a waste of time, a waste of life, a waste of humanity, and it's just a waste of a few things, and I'm sick and tired of it. But I wanted to come and initially just offer some historical perspective and let you know that this dude is why there's even a fucking Super Bowl halftime show that anybody gives a damn about. It wasn't a thing before Michael Jackson. It just wasn't. Nobody cared. That's when you went to the refrigerator and, you know, got something to drink, or you went to the bathroom, or you know, made a phone call or something. But the world was waiting to see this dude. And it was the largest television audience in the history of television ever to see him there on that stage doing what he did that day, you know. And then he further played them because Michael did not sing live. I love it. You know, that's saying, you got me, I'm here, my presence is enough. I don't really need to sing. You feel me? I don't think Michael was trying to be shady. I think that knowing Michael the way that I do, I can tell you they only have, I think, 10 minutes, 6 or 10 minutes, something really short to assemble this stage. And they got to do it without disturbing the field, because after it's over, the players still got to play on the field, you know. And his stage was several hundred tons, and it was in 6 or 8 different sections, and they got to get that out there very quickly. Plus, the extras got to get organized. You got to get out there, you know, and get it over with. And I think the reason why Michael didn't perform live is because he's someone who is all about giving the excellence of excellence to his fans. Like, he doesn't skimp on anything when it comes to that. You see him off stage, he looks like the goodwill child and looks like somebody you would like want to go up and offer a donation to or something. He doesn't glitz up. He's never been fancy. But when it comes to performing for his fans, he wants to give you everything. And I feel like, having saw his concert 3 times, the sound is unbelievable. I mean, his mic is connected into you the way the sound system is. You're hearing Michael's every breath, everything. It's so clear the way his voice comes through live. It's an experience that I can't share with you if you never experienced it. He goes to great length for the sound to be everything. Not just, ooh, he's on stage and, it's a crappy band, but nobody cares. It's Michael. No. Michael wants the best. And I feel like that amount of time wasn't enough to tweak sound in a way that was going to allow him to give the vocal performance that we know from him. Over his performance would have been good, but the sound would have been bullshit, and that's just not Michael Jackson. That's just, and that's why he's Michael Jackson, because he gives the excellence. But the hypocrisy and then for it to even be a thing of, after the nipple scandal, and then after Justin's racist skinhead bitch ass got invited the other year to do it, and then we learned in my wife's documentary that they had reached out asking her if she was willing to do it again. Like, bitch, I started YouTube. I did that. I started YouTube, and my brother is the reason why there's even a show. So, like, y'all owe us something. You feel me? But if it had been one of these fake Zionist people that nobody cares about, like, they still try to resurrect fucking Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra is not known anywhere but in the minds of Zionist fake Jew people and a Vegas crowd. That's it. Very, very old people, mostly white. Nobody's checking for Frank Sinatra. Nobody cares about him. And he wasn't a great performer. He was nothing. 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 Do you understand? And none of their people that they've propped up, they don't come close to even Michael Jackson's socks before we even get to the rest of the talent that we hold in embarrassing riches in our culture. Do you understand? So I want you to put that in your perspective. That yet again, the shadow of Africanness is all over this, and it wouldn't be without us. It just wouldn't be. It just wouldn't be, And they don't have any talent that is worthy of an exciting Super Bowl that you go, wow, that really killed it. You feel me? Nah. Excuse me. It's got to be us. It must be us, because nobody else can give it like us, because we have it. We just have it. We are it. So again, I don't want to speak too long on this, because I really do want my sleeping pill to just kick in so that I can go to sleep. But I wanted to put this out, and and as I say, I'll speak more about this, and I think the context will be appropriate because it is still Black History Month, and obviously Michael Jackson is a part of that. So I will want to speak more at length about this, and give you some other behind the scenes things that I knew about this performance, and it was extraordinary, and I saw a documentary and they were trying to say that as if Michael's career was waning or some type of way or something. No, Michael was on fucking tour during this damn performance. He was on tour. So he wasn't just sitting around someplace. He was on tour, and he came to do this show for their ass. Not that he needed it, because he was already known in every corner of the earth by most of humanity. Like, that's a boldly truthful statement. It's not an exaggeration. It's not hyperbole. It's really the fact, you know. Um, and so, and by the way, he had already done the HBO thing from Bucharest before he did this. And so that gave them the highest rated viewership in the history of cable, you know. So that's one of the reasons why they were excited to try and get him, because they thought, well, this will boost the ratings for the halftime show and thusly the Super Bowl overall, blah, 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 blah. They even brought in James Earl Jones to do the announcement. Radio City Music Hall and the NFL, in his Darth Vader voice. I mean, they really went out like it's Michael Jackson, dude, you know. So once he's involved, things are automatically and necessarily different because he's just not the run of the mill riffraff. So this is the most famous human ever. Do you understand? And let us never ever tolerate them trying to put anybody, certainly anybody white, at the status of any of our performers. I saw something recently yet again where they were talking about what was the beef between Michael and Eminem and something. Guess what? Eminem's bitch ass was on Sony. Michael owned Eminem's publishing, bitch. Owned him. I brought you in the video that I did that's here on the channel, saying what did Michael, I don't forget what I titled it, what did Michael Jackson really own, or was he, I think I titled it Stop Saying the Beatles Catalog, because I showed you there's like 70,000 songs that are in that catalog, and the Beatles only make up like 200 songs. You feel me? So it's not the Beatles catalog. Michael owns everybody from Snoop Dogg to Celine Dion to Britney Spears to anybody you're gonna name. Like, I brought you the people. I went through forensically. I showed you the people, showed you the credentials, showed it all. So I'm just sick and tired of it. But I don't want to do another section, and this will probably cut me off. So just know that I will speak on this further. I also want to say thank you to everyone who showed up to watch my last video, which was a live stream. If you did not watch that live stream, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to go and watch that. It is fire. And when I watched it back, I was very content with what I had been able to communicate and just how it was able to go. I was hesitant to do this now because I don't ever like to step on my own work, and I think that video is at or over 600 views, and I just wanted to just kind of let it have a chance to grow and marinate, and the maximum amount of people have an opportunity to see it in their own convenience because it's so long. But I needed to do this today because it's current and fresh, and it's another perspective. I always tell you, if I'm going to speak, I need to bring. I don't speak unless I have something different to bring or something that's going to enrich you on a topic. So fine, you saw the Super Bowl, or maybe you didn't, or whatever. But I wanted to come and give you some historical context as it related to African contribution to this shit and why it wouldn't exist without us. So preliminarily, I think I've done that. but we will discuss it further in a live event. Today is Sunday. I actually know what day it is only because it's Super Bowl Sunday. Other than that, I never know what day it is, but it is Sunday, and I'm praying Allah that we may get a chance to be together tomorrow on Monday, everybody. Fingers crossed. Yeah. And a random special shout out because I didn't know it until we were done with the stream, and I think I didn't find out until the next day or later or something like that. But Black Winter, thank you so much for your Cash App donation. I appreciate you. As I told you guys, I still leave my Cash App in my description box under my videos, and that's for you to acknowledge. I'm not a monetized channel, and so even when I go live, I can't have super chat where people can give you $1 or they give you $5 or whatever they want to give you because they enjoy your work. So I would still appreciate the courtesy and the respect of my work, that if you appreciate my work and you feel like you want to offer me something, then you need to do that. And don't wait for me to have to use masses, avenues to do it. You understand? So fine, they got me shadow banned and they demonetized my channel way the fuck back. But we still exist as people, and I don't ever want anything I'm not deserving of. If you appreciate my work, then you show your support through that way. You understand? Recognizing that I don't have any other way to gain anything from this platform, and I'm here for my message. That's what I'm here for. You understand? That's what I'm here for. But it's not lost on me that people that are here for hobbies and clicks and popularity and shit, those are the people that have Patreons and members only, and people support them. So I'm a sincere man, been devoting my time and my energy to my people, even while on a sleeping pill at, I don't know what time it is, at 12:09 a.m. Thank you, please. I do this because it is my passion. It is what I love, and it's one of the only things I have to live for right now. Do you understand? If you're not here, I don't want to be here, because I'm not here to talk to nobody else. I don't care about nobody else. I only care about African people. That's it. That's it. And if you remind me when we're live, I will go into a conversation that my nephew and I had that I think is pertinent based on what I just shared with you, because I just think that'll be of value. So I'm going to leave it here, everybody. If, like I said, if you didn't watch the live stream that's before this, get you some popcorn, get you a snack, get you whatever you need. And this one is short, so you'll do away with this one quickly. But do go and watch that previous video, which was the live stream. And I will try to link that underneath this in case you're just too lazy. You can't just go to the video that was just before this one. I'll link it. And inshallah, you'll go and watch it. Until then, I love you guys all. It's the only reason why I'm here. And I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.